Ever looked in the mirror and thought, I'd make a damn fine drag king? Welcome to Kings of Joy, the Drag King podcast where gender isn't something to fear, it's something to play with. I'm Danica Lani, the King Coach, mentor to over 150 first-time drag kings, and I'm taking you backstage into the unruly, magical world of drag king transformation. If you're craving confidence, community, and a crew that gets it, you just found your crown. Connect with us on Instagram at Kings of Joy for behind-the-scenes content and updates. We'd love to hear from you.
It's not like I haven't explored gender in my life. I've done plenty, but that was still always within the limits of what was really available. I mean, I consider myself genderqueer as I have from like the first time I heard that term.
Yeah.
And that's great. I didn't realise quite how much it had been restricted by the people around me and their expectations, especially as I aged and grew and didn't have the body that fit the uniform.
Right.
That other people were playing it with gender in the very particular ways that were popular and supported at various times.
At Kings of Joy, we acknowledge and pay our respects to the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of the land on which we live, work and play. In this episode, I had the privilege of speaking with Kate, aka Frank Lee Madir. Kate is an activist, educator, archivist and community builder, working across many intersecting communities and causes, from queerness and neurodivergence to informal and non-formal education, unemployment and community housing. As Frank Lee, he enjoys having something meaningful to say, letting others create different faces for him and figuring out what it can mean to be an asexual drag king, and aspires to one day manage a solo that isn't driven by a stage full of props. Welcome, Kate, aka Frank Lee Madir, to the Kings of Joy show. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Me too. In fact, we've been talking about this for a couple of years, really, haven't we? We've wanted this conversation for a long time. But before we dive into the topic today, I wanted to just let's start with your origin story. Like, why and how did you become a drag king?
Well, I've been on stages for improbable things here and there through my life, but never really considered myself a performer. And I like to dance, but I haven't had much of that in my life for quite a while. Adulting takes over, or, well, doesn't, but threatens to.
Tries to.
Yes. Stops you doing things even if you don't get to do the other things.
Yeah.
But a friend brought me to a Quiz of Joy show. So that was the second anniversary 3 years ago.
Wow.
And I saw these people up on stage doing this spectacular job and got told that they were really new at it and it's achievable. And I had to try that.
Oh, well, I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad you said yes and jumped in. And so tell us about your persona that you created. Just introduce us to Frank.
Well, Frank Lee Madir was originally modelled off Stuart from the comic Dykes to Watch Out For.
Yes.
Yeah, the 90s.
Alison.
Bechdel.
Bechdel, yes. Fabulous.
Yes. And so, yes, the character is like the token boy of pretty much the whole community that she illustrates. And he is comfortable with that and gets around in like a utility kilt.
Yes.
Kilt-like thing with big pockets.
Pockets.
And yeah, goes barefoot when he can. And it's just a big hippie. But is part of the community despite his receding hairline and very male paunch. And it was a way into to grappling with masculinity and different options in gender from. It's not like I haven't explored gender in my life. I've done plenty, but that was still always within the limits of what was really available, what was shown to you at any given time and place. So in the world of like student politics and queer
Yes.
spaces and
I
fighting
remember
for
those.
them and activism
Mm.
there, and feminism, and trying to reconcile the two different streams that should go together very well, but there are various reasons why they don't always. And I position myself in a certain place, which is I'm not unhappy with. I mean, I consider myself genderqueer, as I have from like the first time I heard that term.
Yeah.
And that's great. But there's the way I was able to play with it was actually quite a lot restricted. I didn't realize quite how much it had been restricted by the people around me and their expectations, especially as I aged and grew and didn't have the body that fit the uniform,
Right.
that other people were playing it with gender in the very particular ways that were popular and supported at various times.
Yes. Yeah. And so being in the Kings of Joy group, what was that like when you said yes and got to explore some of these things?
It was amazing. It was very intense.
Yeah.
But very well supported. So there were 6 of us in our group, and we were all quite different. But I was exploring letting my belly hang out.
Yes.
And I went and found a kilt to portray this character, because I had complicated feelings about just wearing pants to portray masculinity when, well, we wear pants a lot in general. Other people more than me usually. So
Yeah.
I only wore that outfit, I think, twice, because we had the privilege of performing the week after our debut. But it was this transition that helped me figure out how I could move differently, how I could be comfortable in my body in a different way from usual. I'm used to holding in the bits that you're supposed to, and emphasizing, well, maybe not quite as much as you're supposed to, but still playing within those, negotiating within those rules. And this was a completely other set of rules that weren't really rules and weren't there, and they're just these perceptions of what is out there in the wild of like the heteronormative world.
Yes.
for the boys who were always a bit separate, but now integrating them in was it's learning to have a different center of gravity, because your gravity isn't just a physics construct when you're a moving body, and wearing the belt lower and just moving around that.
Yes.
Wearing stompy boots, and which I have done at various times in my life, but actually being able to not apologize for them.
Yes.
Not work around them.
Yes.
And yes, taping at the start, and the freedom to move without bits moving, just amazing. Was it the first? I don't remember. Was it the first routine or one of the others that there was a jump? Oh no, I can't jump.
Yeah.
I can't jump on stage. It's this massive effort, and you go all over the place. Oh, yeah. Well, even in big steel cap boots and everything else, without your top half just moving all over the place, then movement's different. It's a revelation.
It's a revelation, and it's liberating, I think, too, to have, often people say that, when they've, I often help first-time drag kings bind backstage, and, the feeling of, oh, wow, I feel so supported, or wow, that's a relief, or, oh, wow, I feel like I can move, in new ways.
Yes, because we have this whole world of structures that you could buy that go in and out of fashion and change very much over my life. The people who are newly adults now look at like bras and think what we have now, that with all the padding on everything is normal. But
yes, that was not a thing.
No. Being able to hide your nipples, not just having them there and having to be okay with that.
Yes.
Came in what, the 2000s?
Yes. Yes. And I know, and you have a very unique and skilled point of view, which is your experience and expertise in costuming, right? So tell us a little bit about that. What is your background in costuming and how that's related to being a drag king and masculinizing?
Well, I feel like I've always sewn. I left school early and had to find something to do.
Yes.
Find some TAFE course to do, and I learned to sew. That's what I went off and did before I got horribly bored of being treated like a child, as some of the TAFE courses do.
Yeah,
TAFE's great. TAFE's just patchy.
Yeah.
And so yes, I went off to uni and explored, well, activism more than anything else.
Same.
But, yeah.
Yeah. Student activism. Yeah.
Yes. It's so ridiculous, but so wonderful and so important, and so sad to have it mostly smashed now.
Mm.
But when that was my main focus, I would wear clothes. I would adjust my own clothes, but every time something else came into my life, more queer stuff, more something, there was always a need for me or somebody else to present themselves in a certain way for a certain thing. We would screen print T-shirts for student elections.
Yes.
We would make costumes for Mardi Gras.
Yes.
And so I've now made an awful lot of Mardi Gras costumes, from ones for whole floats full year after year after year, to Marie Antoinette confections for a first-time drag queen who did not want corsetry or constriction. So, okay, let's explore the 18th century and stretch.
I love that. And by the way, this year's Mardi Gras costume for yourself, you showed up with an incredible headpiece, wig, but was made out of, what was that made out of?
Foam.
Foam. So it's like foam, like a very large headdress, silver, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yes, I did end up painting it silver, which was not the greatest idea, it turns out, because silver has actual metal in it, silver spray painted, so it's not as flexible
I see.
plastic paints.
Right.
But yes, it was basically a skull cap made out of foam, made to a pattern, because heads are vaguely regular-ish. And then this noodle stuff. And I just went bit by bit and glued the ends of the noodles onto the foam, like round the edges where I'd cut the hairline to go. And then I had this
Medusa-like.
it was sticking out like
wow.
Actually, I think further than I could could touch, and I had to wrangle it into some form of hair.
Yes, so she did brilliantly. It was fabulous. Very.
So that was quite an interesting first attempt. People have done these kinds of things, so I could find some information on it, and I had a friend who was wonderful. Wouldn't have happened without them.
Yes.
But yes, when I ended up not being responsible for like the final week of the boot that we made, after being responsible for all the rest, I go, oh, let's make it an ambitious costume, because why not?
That's exactly what Kate would do, and with Frank's help, I'm sure.
It was also the cummerbund and the spats.
Yes.
To go with the it was a full wig with beard that was velcroed on, which was also mostly on-end bits of noodle.
It was so effective. And I've loved Frank's, he's definitely been that archetype of the dapper gentleman, I would say. and seeing that come through in the costumes. After you did Kings of Joy in the first group, the debut, and then got to perform at Drag Kingdom, our reunion again, we've done some solo work together as well for Frank.
Yes.
And fulfilled on a couple of visions and things. Tell us about that.
Well, the first solo I did, I actually put together myself very quickly, and I was still in the space, even after these two performances, of, I could never do that. I couldn't do a solo. I mean, it's one thing following other people's choreography.
Yeah.
And I mean, absolutely, I was a tap dancer as a child. So it's very much choreography based. And I do love that. I wish my knees would support or tap. But there's a great anxiety about choreography, about making the choices, about representing myself in a way that isn't just how well I can follow some like instructions that are verified. That somebody else has said, yes, this is good, this is what you should do.
Right.
So that was quite a surprise to have a fun idea, and one of the other people in my group was also a very much made things happen. And so a couple of weeks after this was all happening, it's okay, we're running a fundraiser show. What? Right. Okay, I better try and do something.
Yeah.
So I had brought, well, the way you start the programs, getting us to find music to bring and to offer, from which, yes, you choose what we'll use. But I wasn't the only one in that group, and probably who found we don't really listen to men singing very much.
Yes, that's been a strange thing for me too, being a drag king coach, is prior to doing this whole delving into drag king, I would listen to female vocals.
Yes.
Almost exclusively.
And yes, there have been times and bits and some jazz and some this and
right.
But nothing was really appropriate. But I found some Queen songs.
Yes.
And lovely stuff. So much of it, and so varied. And so I had that on the mind, and I still do. 3 years later, all my 3 solos have been Queen songs.
Yes.
Partly because it works for me, and the tempo, I think, is a little slower than some modern things. And it works for, well, it has worked for my character, and I'm okay with the getting typecast into Queen. That's all right.
Totally fine.
So the first one was I'm in love with my car.
Yes.
The most ridiculous song possibly that they wrote, although that's there's competition.
Yeah.
But yes, my car is very important to me.
Yes.
And I do work for a mechanic and have car parts around. So.
And you've got a beautiful orange
1971 Volkswagen Beetle.
Yes, matching your suit.
Yes.
Today.
Yes, quite close.
Yes. So that was the first one, and then we
yes.
continued on and explored Frank. And
yes.
part of the share with us the intersection of identity and what we started to discover with how do you identify?
For gender?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, or sexuality, like anything about how you identify.
Well, yes. So, I said genderqueer, also asexual.
Yes.
And queer and a bunch of other things. But
yes.
the asexuality is something to grapple with in the in the drag king world.
Yeah, it has been. We've had some good conversations about asexuality and drag kinging.
Yes.
So,
And I don't think I would have had half as much to say if we had actually had this conversation a couple of years ago, because we've worked on finding ways to actually be an ace drag king. So that second piece, I got up in all my top hat and tailcoat and
Fabulous.
yeah.
So many layers to that costume.
Yes.
So authentic. Well done. Yeah.
Well, yes, they are actually vintage pieces that I've carefully collected over time.
Amazing.
And used to wear on the street at a time when I lived around Newtown and but not as male.
Yes.
That was always a a tail suit is kind of the femmest of all menswear ever that is still in the current repertoire at all.
Yes.
It is. So back when I was doing that, people were still talking a lot about butch and femme.
Yes.
And people would interpret me in various ways because of what I was wearing, and I was always a little. They weren't right.
Yes, they got it wrong a lot of times.
Wearing a suit does not actually mean
equal. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but it was interesting. So taking that to a very explicit, choreographed place with a story and some subtext. I think the ace stuff was definitely subtext. It's
definitely.
One day I'll maybe work on editing music and not just use one song. But until that, you're kind of limited to what other people have said.
I think you did that really well, though. So, part of it was that, yes, Frank is going to turn up in this immaculate, beautiful vintage suit with all the layers and all of the detail. And then he is going to take layers off, but not in a sexual way, not in a stripping way as such. Because we talked a lot about how do you be ace and be a drag king and be expressive. I remember we talked quite a bit about other qualities like being affectionate, and friendship and affection and other kinships in a way.
Yes.
Yeah, which was delightful to work with.
Yes. Yeah, it was on stage with props to transfer those ideas to an object is kind of cute, but it's also
it was
a way to express emotions that aren't. I mean, they're not absent, but they're not the go-to emotions for. You think of drag kings. You think of, not even just you think of, when we have a show and somebody is on stage, everybody knows when to cheer, when to holler, when to applaud. And these signals are built quite a lot on sex.
That's right.
On the suggestion of sex.
Yes.
Simulation of sex sometimes.
Exactly.
And on reveals.
Yes.
So showing off, generally skin, but not only. And I've been thinking a lot about this because we've had some kids get up on various stages too. And they're definitely not doing that, but seen a couple of amazing performances from kids who seriously, the adults in their life are into this, and so they're exposed to it, so they want to get up and perform.
Right.
Why not? And so there's been a lot of high kicks and acrobatic kind of things that light little children can absolutely do.
Yes.
And the two kids I've seen have both looked like instinctively knew what was going on and performed for the same beats as we would with different moves.
Yes.
One's appropriate to them.
Yes.
And everyone knows what's going on and they got the same applause and absolute admiration as anyone gets getting up and doing something good. And it fitted into the not the model, into the format that we understand, that we have built collectively.
Yes.
Because it's not the same as everywhere. In fact, the other night we went out and performed at Heaven's Dance out in Cabramatta.
Yes.
Basically a drag queen event, and we were the first drag kings, and it was lovely. But I was up there. I think we were doing a good job, but the room was silent.
Yeah, you didn't.
And I'm there doing the routine and going, oh no. Do they not like us? But no, they loved us. All the comments at the end, a lot of people sought us out to tell us how much they loved it.
Yeah.
But they were appreciating it from a perspective outside of that culture that we have built.
Yes.
So they weren't knowing when is the right time to interact with us in the way our regular audiences would.
Yes. They weren't responding from a sexual place probably because that's not their, they're not.
Well, yes
do you
and
think?
no.
Yeah.
The comments afterwards, especially from the MC, were very, very much very sexual.
Right.
Actually,
Okay.
yes.
They were appreciating.
Yes. They were wanting to know what genders we were.
Right. There was confusion. Sometimes that happens, gender confusion. Like I've had someone at a bar when I was dressed in full drag, a gay boy, chat me up. Absolutely flirt with me and then introduce me to all his friends who were all like, oh, who's this handsome, who is this? And it's like, I've never had that experience. And it was like being let into this world that I'd never experienced before. Attention from gay boys. Very strange.
Wow.
Fascinating.
Felt really different.
Very different. Oh,
wow.
distinctly different. So, so there you were at the gig and then people are giving you the praise and acknowledging you for that. But it's
absolutely
very interesting what you're talking about, the format, the ways the audience responds, how they know when to clap and when to cheer and those key moments that get communicated. And so, how have you taken that into your own personal practice of being a drag king and being ace?
Well, I think that's still in progress, but I have been exploring how do you work with these moments? How do you build the flow of a piece in alternate ways?
Yes.
And so, yes, showing affection and then big grin at the crowd or something. An interaction. Interaction is absolutely one of the things you can do, but it's not generally it's got to be a big showy one to be the pinnacle of the piece. So,
the build,
I've also been exploring ways to not show skin.
Yes.
Which is interesting because actually I'm all for showing skin.
Yes.
I'd love us all to just walk around, only wear clothes when they're actually needed.
Yes.
Like for warmth and things.
Yes. Climate control.
Wouldn't life just be simpler? Well, then people go, oh, no, I don't want people to see me like this. And but you wouldn't care if everybody was doing it.
Right. If it was normalised.
So on one hand, I'm exploring how to not use nudity and reveals of skin as a beat that reads as sexual.
Yes.
Because I think, desexualizing nudity is really important. Sexuality in general, overall, is both still so taboo in so many ways, yet so oversaturated that it's this mix. And people who know I'm ace often do things like apologising for a dirty joke in front of me or showing skin or talking about bodies in a perfectly open way. Yeah. As if it's me who's uncomfortable with that, not actually society in general. And it's a common misunderstanding. But I mean, there are also some ace people who absolutely want nothing to do with any of that. Yes. So we're a very mixed bag. There'll probably be more divisions and changes over time eventually. Yeah. But what was I saying? So yes, in the tail suit solo, I stripped down to my rather long period 19th century shirt. Yes. Which is bigger than like a mini dress.
Yes.
So I didn't actually show very much other than like
Yeah.
my calves.
A bit of knee.
Yes. Woo. But I quite explicitly was exploring how that does the same thing
Mm.
in some ways. So I'm sure there's more to find.
Yes.
And yes, tearaway pants are fun, and walking around at the end of a show because you're allowed to, because you're taped up and wearing very little and just going,
Yes.
is wonderful.
Yes.
But it's framed in a way that is, well, it's all sorts of things, but part of it is this is performance. Also, this is a safe space that we have also,
Yes.
you have largely carefully created.
Mm.
So you can't just throw that kind of thing around anywhere without preparation.
Right.
Not in this world.
Yeah, and context.
Mm.
And you've taken some of this exploration and then taken it into your next solo, which was a very powerful piece about making a political stand, and using political commentary and stand as a performance genre in a way that involved the audience getting up on stage at the end and joining the protest and the signs with the,
Yeah.
So, yeah, how was that evolution?
That was amazing. So that the previous one spoke to some parts of me. If I'm acting, I'm not acting outside of me. I never have. I'm not quite sure how that works, but there are different parts of me, and that really spoke to some things. But I wanted all the protests song, that was very core to me, and so I had asked you. So yes, you. The other one, I got you to come in and rescue my choreography when I had gotten as far as I could and was stuck for how to get the transitions right and how to make it work.
Mm.
But this one, yes, you created whole cloth from. So what I asked, I was specifically looking for a sense of strength, of power, and yes, that was. Well, it's a lot of things. It's amazing to feel in general, but it was absolutely an alternate version of finding a stage presence that is powerful, that is not leaning on, drawing on, alluding to sex.
That's right.
In a way that is fine in a group. It's all fine, but it's not really core to me. It's more performing. So what you made for me was wonderful. It's got a lot of things. I did a lot of work on writing 4 placards and like a banner with like 7 different messages on it in the end.
Yes.
And this and this and this. And I want to say that and all of these things, because it is called I Want It All.
Exactly.
Song, so.
Yeah, it all had to get expressed.
And
yeah.
I made a flow that is things that are important to me, and not just messages and slogans that are important to me, but the build of. So we started with Free Block 13, which I believe in very, very much. The people being stuck in a refugee camp, especially people who are extra vulnerable in that camp because of their sexualities and genders. Get them out of there. Help.
Yes.
We help, we support, we do what we can.
Yes.
But in anything, if it gets simplistic and we narrow our focus on just those people, I'm going to get a little antsy, because there's a whole world to fix. Otherwise, it'll happen just again to the next batch of people. And, you've helped a few people and that's great, but blah.
Yes, we're talking systemic change. Yeah.
Yes, and I really want people to remember that is always like what it comes to. so that transition to going from a slogan that we know well in this space and really support and understand and are comfortable with, to, oh, let's think about, this is all connected, and yes, well, systemic is the word. It's more structured than just this one thought. So I got to put that together with a lot of really powerful movements. There was a lot of fists in the air.
There were,
which is fine. I mean, that's I think
communicated. It did. Yeah,
we've come through some similar stuff, and
we have
gone to protests where that is actually
that's literally what you do. Yep.
Expected. You go along like this. That's right. And that. These days, it's probably would be a little gauche, I think. I don't know. I should have been to more protests recently, obviously. But that was the physical language of a time where I got my start and my understanding of what's important in the world.
Yes.
So it resonates with me.
Yes.
And then the trick is to make it resonate to other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think we did. Yes.
That was very effective. And you came out on stage in a brilliant, beautiful yellow jacket number that was very Freddie Mercury. It had the straps that go across the chest.
Yes, it was a reproduction of his iconic
there you go.
Live Aid jacket.
Yes.
And I found that in the clothing library, whatever.
Did you? In the Kings of Joy community wardrobe?
Yes.
Wow. So someone had brought that in and people could take what they wanted and you found that jacket. I mean, talk about alignment. That's perfect, isn't it?
It was there. It fit me. I knew what it was and it started the whole idea.
Yes, that's right. So it started from one costume piece, which is a beautiful way to start. And I'll say too, like for people who are listening who might be an aspiring drag king, knowing where to start is often the hardest place. So I've created some resources, and one resource that I've got, a free resource, is about how to come up with a drag king name, because that could be a really fun place to start in 4 simple steps. And you can download that at danikalani.com/drag king name. But Kate, what would you say to an aspiring drag king who's listening now?
Well, I'd say it's worth exploring. Come join us. There are many ways in, and yes, name's a good one. I was lucky. Somebody who was more punny than me gave me my name, and I just went, yes. Thank you. That's perfect. But yes, costumes have helped. The music has. Well, it took a while to figure that out, but that's got some ideas. And there are so many different ways that I've seen other people amongst the 150 people have gone through now.
Yes.
And a lovely number have stuck around too, when I've gotten to know them beyond that whirlwind of the first thing. Yeah. The whirlwind is wonderful, and you can do that and walk away to the rest of your life just like anything else. You need different things in your life, and I run a lot of groups and political groups, social groups, whatever. They're all, I have a message, but we always get a lot of people coming in and they come along, they go, oh, wow, isn't this a lovely space? They blurt their story, they do the thing, and you never see them again. And it's a bit sad sometimes, but that's perfectly fine.
Right.
That's necessary, and you can do that here too and do your weeks and come away a bit transformed, a bit with just a bit extra to put on your everyday life.
Yeah.
Or you can stick around and find more and more and more, because this is gender and sexuality and society and presentation and performance and the world, and there is a lot to find, and well, lovely people to do it with.
There are. That's beautiful. And if I gave you or Frank Lee Madir a magic wand and you could just create a thriving drag king scene, what would that look like?
I would love us to have permanent space, because that's something that I grapple with in all communities, and a performance-based community certainly very much falls into that thing where when it's on, and then you go away until somebody organises the next thing. So something I would like to see things more integrated. I would like to see Sydney not be so dispersed. So it's easier for us to be more integrated, to talk, to think, to bounce ideas, and then to do all together, where we live in some walkable utopia that we, hopefully we can create.
Yes.
Working on some things.
Great. I'm so glad you are. And so thank you for all of your contribution and your energy and your commitment to community for many years. Many, many years that you've been a contribution, Kate. So, and thanks for being here today on the Kings of Joy show.
Welcome to the kingdom, pull up a chair, real kings, real stories, we go there from debut to crew, the journey we're making, this is Kings of Joy, here's the crown you're claiming, welcome to the kingdom, real kings, we go there, the journey to the kingdom, this is Kings of Joy, here's the crown, welcome to the kingdom, real kings, from debut to crew, the journey we're making, this is Kings of Joy, here's the crown you're claiming.